Hello, welcome to our review of Beam Repeal Batch non-chill filtered Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. And you did a little research.
Yeah, the internet says on James B. Bean's website that this is a tribute to
The repeal of Prohibition.
Yeah, repeal of Prohibition. So as soon as Prohibition was repealed, they started the process again of making whiskey, and this one is supposed to be a little hyped up and a little bit flavored up and a little greater detail.
Well, the current Jim Beam is a 4-year aged, 80 proof. But you know, years ago, Jim Beam was higher. It was 86. So this is like, you remember Jack Daniels used to be 90. So this is like harkening back to the old days when it was probably charcoal filtered and 86 proof. Instead of today, it's 80 proof and chill filter, which is a quick way of filtering it. And some people say the charcoal is better. All right, so I bought this at Walmart. When it rang up $12.97 a bottle, which to me is not a bad price, $12.97. I bought this a couple of years ago and I never tried it until this very day. So
I'm sure it's probably still out there somewhere.
it's still at Walmart, but it's not on their website anymore. Well, you said you found it on the website?
I did, on the Jim Beam website.
But I couldn't find it. Okay. It's not real widespread, but it's available. I always find Jim Beam has kind of a strange flavor. Well, these are not Jim Beam glasses. These are Chivas Regal glasses, but anyway. Oh yeah, no age statement. So it must be a 4-year aged.
Yeah.
86 proof. Frankfort, Kentucky or Claremont. We don't know which distillery. It doesn't really matter. Now, an interesting thing about Jim Beam was, yeah, it's true. The company in some way has been distilling liquor since 1795. And they're not the Beam family, they were the Bim family from Germany. But in English it's Beam. But the actual whiskey called Jim Beam didn't come on to the market till the 1930s. Because Jim Beam was a guy that revitalized the company after the Prohibition. But they were making Beam whiskey for a long time. Like, you know, they have the blended one you buy door next to Beam's 8-star. It's not Jim Beam, but it is Beam. All right. Cheers. It smells woody.
It smells good and clean. It's like wood. You get a kind of a slight sweet caramel.
I know there are video reviews already posted for this.
Let's just go ahead and try this.
Okay.
I mean, I know what white label and black label tastes like. So
I've never had the black label. You say I should try it.
mm-hmm.
It tastes like Jim Beam.
It does taste like Jim Beam. Refined, I would say.
Yeah, it's like you still get that green wood, that kind of cellar mold. I always find that Jim Beam has like that black mold that you get in a cellar. But this is a little nicer, I guess you'd call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little more proof to it, which gives it a little more body.
Yeah.
Now they're saying, watch out, it might not be so clear, but this thing is clear as a bell.
It's clear to me too.
Yeah, it's just there's a warning on the label that it may not be so clear.
Stick to the clear.
Mm.
If it's gunky, you don't know what you're drinking.
Well, I know. Depends on what you drink. Tastes all right.
Tastes pretty good to me.
I think I would rather drink this 86 proof over the 80 proof, but I'm not going to say what.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is the initials Jack Daniels? Oh. I'm sorry.
All right.
Between the two, Jim Beam and Jack Daniels, I'm sorry. This is less sweet. The other one's more corn sweet whiskey.
I don't know, that's kind of a controversial comparison. You do get a lot of corn grits. You get a lot of corn grits, but that's bourbon, so what do you expect?
Oh, it is?
Yeah, sure. Barrel char, get charcoal.
The charcoal, I'm getting this just really good refinements going on.
It's kind of like you say, it's a little more refined than the regular Jim Beam. Is it like head and shoulders better than Jim Beam? I wouldn't go that far, but considering that I paid $12.97, which is actually cheaper than the regular Jim Beam generally, it usually runs you about what, 14?
14, 15.
And it tastes a little bit better.
Yeah.
Then consequently, I would buy this over the regular Jim Beam. I'm glad I bought it. Now, I got it for a very cheap price, $12.97. The cheapest I've seen it at other stores is like $17.99. So I don't know if Walmart, when they were coding it in, did the wrong code, and it shouldn't be that cheap. Or if they had like a massive amount of back stock they wanted to, move out. But at the other liquor stores, I've been looking at about $17, $18 a bottle. Yeah. So how would you rate this? I mean, it's pretty enjoyable to me.
Tastes fine to me.
Yeah. For a regular old kind of nice bourbon, but not world class or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be a specialty. It's like somewhat special. I would say it's still like around a 91, 92, A-.
It's A-, yeah. That's where I was looking at too.
Would I buy it again? I would buy it again, except that I've got so many other things to buy, Check me out in 100 years and I might get back to it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just too much to buy type thing. So I'm glad you wanted to try it because I'm very pleased with it. I had a feeling like what I'm tasting now is exactly what I thought I was going to taste.
It's got a caramelness to it too, that you kind of get, a caramel. That's
like a Werther's original.
Yeah, it's just, it marries well with the alcohol and the wood and the char. So it does taste really good. That classic Jim Beam flavor that you get, and if you're a Jim Beam taster or drinker, you'll know what I mean. Jim Beam's always got that flavor, just like Jack Daniels always has that flavor.
Yeah.
Any or like, mainstream alcohols are gonna have that certain flavor, even like Crown Royal or one of the rums.
I got a break over
It's actually kind of subdued a little bit with this generic type bourbon flavor that's going on. You can still taste this Jim Beam. It's got that Jim Beam character.
Definitely.
But it's more refined.
Yeah, a little bit more refined.
Yeah.
And I do need to do a Crown Royal tasting. I've only had like little tiny sips of Crown Royal, so I have no experience with Crown Royal. And I know it's really famous, like the best-selling whiskey in Louisiana. And you have more experience with that. But I plan to try it. So for a nice little Kentucky bourbon whiskey, I think this is a winner. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to try that too, but I would also like to do the taste challenge between Rich and Rare Reserve
And what?
Crown Royal.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Owen. You know what I'm talking about, Jonathan. He's the one that said Rich and Rare is a better value. I don't know. I've never had.
It certainly is a better value because I think in some cases with some of these popular whiskeys, you're paying for the name rather than what you get out of it. And a friend of mine used to drink Crown Royal all the time. Unfortunately, he lost his job and was out of work for a couple of months. And he started drinking Rich and Reserve because he went somewhere and he's like, some guy told him, he says, "Hey, this is pretty good. Why don't you try it?" So he tried it and he said he was pleasantly surprised. He said he could taste the difference between the two. He said, but for basically half price, he said, you're getting pretty good whiskey. So, and that's coming from somebody that would drink the Crown Royal every day. So
Now, the opinions you express do not necessarily reflect the opinions of this channel, although I have never had Crown Royal in a satisfactory review, so I can't testify to
Okay,
that.
so let's add to that. These are not my opinions. These are just verbiages from someone.
Oh, somebody else's story.
Who drank it and who is a Canadian whiskey drinker, and Crown Royal is their whiskey of choice.
Yeah.
Like I said, we fell on hard times. Someone suggested, hey, Rich and Rare Reserve, and he was quite pleased with it.
Okay, that's
So-
fair enough, fair enough. All right, so thanks for watching this video production. This is a winner, and I have a lot of experience that I haven't had with Jim Beam. I've had the regular Jim Beam, but only a small bottle. I've had this, but there's the black, there's the bottle and bond. There's a lot more higher level Jim Beams that you can get. And you remember 3 years ago, I brought you, and I bought myself a bottle also from Frankfort, Kentucky, the Jim Beam Choice. Remember that one? They don't longer make. It was the
really
charcoal
good. Really
aged.
good. Really good.
But we want to thank them for not making. Well,
Jim Beam, bring that back.
yeah. Well, that's another story. All right. Thanks for watching this video production, and y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.